All right, while we're on the subject of intake runner sizes and head sizes and stuff, let's talk about something else that's very important. Let's talk about intake manifolds. This right here is your typical high-performance intake manifold. This one is by my friends at Edelbrock. This is a Victor Jr. right here. Very popular manifold for mild racing use and really hot street use. This has a 210cc runner that goes through the intake runners right here. All right, well, we certainly wouldn't want to match this to a set of factory heads that have, say, 150cc runners. That's just a mismatch right there. This right here would be matched for 210cc runner heads. You want to keep the intake manifold runner size and the head runner sizes all the same for a nice smooth flow. Just as we wouldn't want to take a stock manifold and put it on large heads like this, because you got a restricted flow. It's like trying to run around the block with your mouth duct taped shut and just trying to breathe through your nose. You can't do it. Your lungs are saying gimme, 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 and the intake manifold saying I can't flow that much air. You know, velocity makes flow, flow makes power. That's a rule of thumb. But you also need an ample amount of volume to go through there too. Again, I mean, you certainly wouldn't want to run around a block like that with your mouth closed. You can't get enough air in your body to support your muscles. Same thing, the engine needs a certain amount of fuel and air mixture to make power. If it's not flowing enough like that, you get too much manifold vacuum and the motor's not going to make its potential power. So everything's got to be matched. If you got a big manifold like this, run it with big heads. If you got stock heads, don't go buying anything like this and putting it on because you're not going to gain anything. You really didn't do anything. The heads are only going to flow what they can flow, no matter how big the intake manifold is. So keep things matched up and you'll make plenty of power. All right, while we're on the subject of intake ports and runner sizes and stuff, let's just look at some with a typical gasket right here. If we look down here at these ports, you can see this one is unported. This is just a stock gasket size right here. This runner right here is ported to the gasket. You see how nice shapely it is. I mean, it fits exactly perfectly to the gasket. Here's an aftermarket head over here, an aluminum head. And these come already pre-cut to match the gasket size. You put it right on there and it looks just about perfect, okay? That's called gasket match porting. All right, let's look at an intake manifold now. All right, what we have here is your typical high-performance aluminum intake manifold. You know, a lot of you people probably think you can just pull one out of the box, bolt it on, and you get extra horsepower. And for the most part, that's pretty much true, but you're not getting the potential out of the manifold. On really high-performance manifolds like this Victor Jr. here, you know, you take it out of the box, and I just showed you the head, how the gasket matched to the head. Well, look at this. Look how much space here needs to be opened up. This intake manifold is way smaller than the head that we just showed. So if you have aftermarket aluminum heads, they already come gasket matched. Intake manifolds don't. I mean, look at all this right here that needs to be taken out to match the heads. Now, mind you, the runners are 210cc on here, but they neck down right here because they know you're going to port it. I mean, all race engines and all performance motors, they figure you're going to port it, okay? And that's what we're showing you here is how to do this and what to watch for. So when you take a nice performance manifold like this out of the box and you bolt it on, you're not even matched to the head. So what's happening is you got this 210cc runner flowing down and it necks down at the last second and then goes into the head. That's not going to get you anywhere because this area right here is only going to flow so much, okay? You're not going to get much out of that. Let's show in retrospect here on a ported side. This side right here is ported. Let's show the same thing. Look at this. Look how nice this is right here. Exactly matched to the size. I ported this right here just to show you what it will look like when it's all together. Now, this gasket right here fit those other heads that I just showed you a second ago perfectly. All right, now this manifold matches the heads. You got a nice smooth flow, no obstructions in the way. It doesn't divert air. I mean, it's just a nice even flow, fills the cylinder up, and like we said, fill the cylinder, more power. That's the whole name of the game. But let me show you something to not do. All right, let's pull the gasket out here, and you can look right here. Let me get my little pointer. See how nice and smooth this is in here? And we're not talking about smooth texture. I'm talking about smooth as in symmetrical, where the air is just flowing together, flowing right on out of the manifold, right smoothly into the head. It's a smooth transition. Look at this side right here. This is what I see coming to the shop a lot of times. People say, yeah, I got a ported manifold or a matched intake manifold. This right here is crap, all right? It does nothing. You can see it only goes in just a little bit right here. We're still small. I mean, here's the edge where the gasket goes right here, but look, we come in and it's still narrow right here. This does nothing. You need to go in at least an inch, inch and a half, sometimes 2 inches to get that blend and to get to the larger area inside here. Down inside, it is larger. When you come out here, like I say, they neck it down because they figure you're going to port it, okay? Lesser performance manifolds like the RPM series manifolds and other brands of manifolds, for just basic street performance, they're already sized in a particular area, I mean, to pretty well match just basic performance heads. When you get into serious manifolds like this, like a Victor Jr. or a Super Victor or something like that, where the runners are 210cc, 220, 230cc, they know you're going to port the manifold, and they can't pre-do it because they don't know how big you're going to port it. I mean, a 350 cubic inch engine is going to be a lot different sized head runners and things like that than we might have on a 434 cubic inch small block, where we might run a 230cc head or something like that rather than a